Yes, fellow groove riders, Will from Will's Electrical Services, also known as the Midfield General. Welcome back to another episode. In tonight's episode, what I want to do is I want to show you a couple of, well, a few of my fully insulated electrical tools, which I want to show you. And by appearance, they actually look like toy tools. You know what I mean? They are some funny looking things, but I'll go through them and I'll tell you what I use them for. Before we start the show, if you could do us a massive favour, if you could show us your support, and if you could like, subscribe and turn the notification bell on, it helps everything move along. Sorry if I feel a bit off form, but I had the shits earlier, so I don't feel too great, you know what I mean? But the show must go on. Right, what I want to do is, what it is we do a lot of testing or a lot of working in live consumer units, distribution boards, or working around the live electrics. And what I use is I use these fully insulated long nose pliers, and they're absolutely brilliant. So if you're doing condition reports, you know, obviously we always try to isolate the consumer unit before we go in there to do any dead tests and all that, but obviously sometimes you can't always fully isolate the tails and all that, and sometimes you can't even isolate the board. You know, we do have to work live sometimes. You know, we try to minimize, you know, like with these, you know, like bringing out the cables, because I see someone on the social media the other day, and they were digging around a live consumer unit with like this sort of style, sort of long nose. And like, don't get me wrong, you know, I do it, I sometimes do, but when you're actually watching somebody else do it, it was like proper Final Destination moment. So I thought I'd show you guys these, because I remember, because these have been out years. I probably had these about 3-4 years and all that, and I never really fancied them. I thought they were a bit daft, they were a bit pointless, because obviously if you don't do a lot of testing, then they're pretty pointless. You know, you can hardly use these for, you know, like most electrical work. You know, they do come with a bit of grip. They are quite strong. Like these Knipex ones are really strong, very professionally made, got all the codings. I can't bore you with all the codings because I don't actually recognise them. Oh no, most of them. They've all got the DVE ones and all like the normal standard sort of ones. They've got the they've also got the finger guards as well for slip. These are nice ones. These are like, they're obviously all plastic, but this has got a lot of non-slip. These ones I got from Amazon, and these were about 8-9 quid, and I thought, like, it's well worth a go. And if they're any decent, what I'll do is, these do actually seem like really proper toy ones, but they have got all the official coding on there. Whether they're legit or not that I'm being you know, trying to be funny about it, but they do seem very cheap, you know, for what they are, but they are only going to be plastic, so I'd feel proper safe with them. But the difference is with them, obviously these being long nose, I do prefer these. Knipex, they do also do the very same style with that, with the pliers. I did actually unfortunately have a set of Boddington ones, but I lost them after the first week. I got them when I bought these from Loadout, and it's like, I'm well gutted about it, but I probably will replace them because they are nice. The only thing is with this is that they do move around a bit. You can, like, these are absolutely solid. They do move around quite a bit. You know, the jaws don't really line up, but, you know, it's okay. You're only pulling out cables. It's not like you're working with them. You're not folding cables or anything like that. You're just literally making yourself safe whilst you know, going into a live panel. Really good, well worth having, definitely well worth having, you know. And it's like, you know, especially at this price, I think these are about 16 quid. I have got links to Amazon below, but obviously by all means just don't buy them from there. Just get the code and bounce around, have a look around. I see earlier online these were about 16-17 quid. These are anywhere from 8 to 20 quid, and this is a priceless, like, before I ever see anyone with an insulated like version, I always used to have the mirror one with the things, and obviously we'd always have to isolate the board with that, because it used to be metal all the way through. And what I use this for is to run along the bottom of a consumer unit to look at all the connections between the actual cage joint of the MCB and the buzz bar. I'll try and put a video over the top just so you can see what it's like, and this is just wonderful. The amount of stuff that I've seen where obviously, you know, like you put it in and like the actual hasn't gone in the terminal properly, and the buzz bar has been sitting, you know, that's potential fire there, isn't it? You know what I mean? And like that is the main things you find in consuming, especially thermal damage, is always loose connections. And plus and all, you can get at the top, you can have a look, is very, very, very good bit of tool out. I paid about a score, which is quite expensive really for a bit of plastic, you know. I must admit, when it did come through, I was a bit disappointed, but I think you can buy them from Amazon as well. You can get the plastic dentist ones, but I don't really know what they're like. But to be fair, this is all bought through my company anyway, so obviously, you know, we've got to have the proper plant and all that. Being approved contractors, you've got to, you know, like I wouldn't run the risk, but you can do, you know, if you just want to see what they're like, you know, I'd always, you know, you know, spend within your means sort of thing or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, highly rate this. And the Boddington one was lovely. I was so gutted when I lost it as well, you know what I mean? I probably only had it a week or so. But yeah, if I was to choose between them, like as in the styles, because obviously Knipex do this one, I would always buy these ones because you're just a bit further away. Because I know with the plier versions, they're very close to the front and all that, but they're an absolute awesome bit of kit. But they are specialised because you can only really use them for taking live cables or messing around with live cables. I know some of you are probably watching this and you're probably commercial sparks and you're probably seeing me like showing stuff off like this. But you know, like I remember when I was commercial sparks, we never used to use wands. We never used to go near anything live. We used to have a team of testers going around, you know, searching everything. We'd have to get a permit. We'd have to get lock off kits and all that. But unfortunately, in the domestic world, you know, you're working with live electrics day in, day out. You know, some of the stuff we come across with Dave is absolutely messed stuff up, you know what I mean? You've got to, you know, you've got to allow for this sort of stuff. Anyway, that's only a short little episode. Hopefully I ain't got the shits tomorrow. And if you're gonna be anything, then be electric. Up the old village, you know. See you later. Thanks for watching.